Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, T-Roy, still here.
What's happening, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm back.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, Jay texted me, and he's like, yeah, we're staying in Florida. I guess Russ's team did really well, and so there's another round, so they're doing, like, Christmas down there. Or, I don't know, I guess, the family's getting together and blah, 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 so, yeah.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, we're only doing a couple days this week anyways.
What
day is Christmas Eve? Is it
Tuesday. Christmas
Tuesday?
Eve? Yeah, Wednesday's Christmas Day.
So, yeah, we're not going to do anything on Christmas Eve, unless you want to, E.
I have plans.
Do you?
Ooh,
oh, well.
Just with a family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
We went and saw it. We can mention that in a little bit, give you an update on that. How was everybody's weekend?
It was good. Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Busy.
How are we doing with holiday shopping stuff? That's the...
I was out all day today.
Yeah.
Shopping like a maniac.
And?
Pretty successful.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as I thought out there. It wasn't as crowded or as crazy, the stores.
Really?
I didn't go to the mall because I'm not that fucking stupid. But
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I was like, T, let's go. I'll go, because I haven't done shit either, so, except for, like, the niece and nephews and stuff. But I'm like, and you're like, yeah, man, I go fucking mall. I'm like,
No
what the hell are you going to, just
way.
going to drive in a 50-mile radius hitting, like, individual
no,
stores?
you do it smart. You can hit things pretty close to each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Marshalls and Five Below and some other
Are
shit.
you done?
No, God, no.
Yeah.
But I got a pretty good jump on it, so.
Jesus, how are we coming?
You know me. I'm already done.
What'd you
so.
get me?
You are.
But I only
What
got.
did I get?
But I only got my dad, mom, Brian, and Lauren. So,
And
that's it.
and
Son of a bitch.
no, he's not going to get us anything. I've gotten E lots of things over here. I got you an empty box for your birthday one year. Remember that?
Right.
Very nice.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
What about Mandy? Is there trouble in paradise? I mean,
No, in
You got
reality,
that
like,
dick?
she's not a big.
That was good enough?
Well, she's not a big Christmas fan. She's got some things about.
oh, E, don't fall in that trap.
Oh no! And for one, by the way, I've already bought like several things that have been kind of welded into Christmas/birthday presents. Like, we're going to this festival next September. That's so I bought the whole ticket to this thing.
Okay,
we're going to DC, like I mentioned, to see this DJ in January. So there's things that we're going to Garth Brooks. That ticket's paid for.
Right, but that doesn't mean shit on Christmas morning. When
True.
there's
I'm not going to see
nothing.
her, so you
Well, see, you re-gift that empty box that he gave you. And then
yeah,
step one,
that's what you're
you
saying.
cut a hole in the box.
What's step
Dick
two?
in the box.
What's step two?
Put your dick in the box.
Okay.
Give her the box.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we're not. I don't know. This year, it's not going to be anything very traditional as far as giving her anything Christmas. But I've like some of these presents. I've already told her like, hey, this is kind of your Christmas birthday thing here. So
He's got to tread carefully here, right? This is an age-old
Well,
thing.
I know her very
no,
well
or
already.
he's just laying it out early. Like this is just how it is, man.
No, I would have no. I like it. I love giving gifts, and I would. And honestly, in reality, these were. The reason it came that she even knew about these were actually going to be, the trip to the festival was going to be the gift. Even though that's in September, it's still a big gift. And the reason it had to be a secret, because originally I had to let her decide we were going to do like either EDC Las Vegas or this other thing. And so I had to let her know to kind of ask, because it's EDC Las Vegas is a very expensive situation. So we talked about it, so that's kind of why she knew what the present was going to be.
So
but originally,
she gets her gift in September.
So early Christmas.
That's okay. Yeah,
Set
okay.
the bar pretty high if that's going to be your
it's a
standard.
pretty big year already.
Yeah.
No, it is E, but I know that a lot of this is a trap for a lot of guys. I'm not saying your girl is like that. But majority of girls, I think, would be very disappointed if Christmas morning there's not a box to open or something.
I'm not going to get into why, but she has reasons that she really hates Christmas. Christmas is not anything special to her.
No.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
Me giving her gifts, like
They all say that.
no, this is not.
No,
this is
don't
very
get me
different.
anything.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't get me anything.
Why? It's a waste of. You know what? It's a made-up holiday.
Plus, I wouldn't give her a gift anyway. I'd do what I do with. I would do just with her what I do with everybody else.
You've been burned by that.
Experiences.
Don't listen. Don't get me anything. We're not going to do that. And then you're like, okay. And then they show up and they got all these fucking presents for you, and you're like,
I usually had smarter people around me that went, dude, no, wait a minute, hold on. Do not do that, sir. What I've never been burned by, because I've definitely gotten girls gifts like, Oh, your VCR's busted. Let's get you a new VCR or a fucking. Oh, you wanted your toaster oven or whatever. I get you a toast. Like I've never even thought about it. I'd get a girl a fucking vacuum in a second.
Yeah.
Not as an insulting,
They need a vacuum.
Trying to be like, this is where you belong in the vacuum in the carpet, woman. No, but like, oh, there's a need that can be filled, and I've never had anyone like, jeez, of course, get the lady a vacuum.
No,
what an
right.
asshole, sexist. I think that's made up. I really do. I don't think that's a real thing. The story we were talking about the other day, those stories come out every year about, the Peloton ad.
Yeah.
Prime example.
Exactly.
Most girls I know would be thrilled with a $3,000 fucking Peloton bike.
Right.
They would be like, fucking pig, trying to say something.
A gym membership again.
Every
Well, it
year.
didn't work last year, so I figured maybe this year.
We're just gonna keep going.
I got you some running shoes and a gym membership. And if that's not good enough, I got you a fucking Peloton this year. If you send that message.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it when I was driving.
Here's a new scale.
When I was driving down the road
Yours is clearly broken.
the other day, it's like, dude, I can pass like 5 gyms on the way home, and it's like, some people are doing something wrong. I don't think the people are understanding what those buildings are for. Yeah. Like, they're there. There's cars parked there, but I don't think they're getting what the point is.
It always crack me up, the people that go to the gym to run on a fucking treadmill. Like, drive to the... I get it in the winter, okay? It's one
that's
thing when
what
it's
I was gonna
cold.
say. That's the
Just
only
like in the
time
summer
buy
and
a
stuff,
used-
you know.
Going to summer,
Buy a
it's ridiculous.
used treadmill.
Just, well, either that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
but
for
literally
50
drive
bucks.
to there, get on a
Okay,
treadmill, run, and then get in your car and drive home. Like, why don't you just run to the fucking gym and back?
So
That's all you had to do.
I have a gym membership to Planet Fitness, but I only go like literally 6-7 times a year.
Do you have
But
a
isn't it
black
like
card?
$5 a year for the membership?
$10 a month.
Do you,
Yeah,
oh,
but-
you don't...
But because of what you're saying, like, honestly, like, the reasoning is because I don't want to do it at home, because if it's at home, I hate treadmills. This is just me. I fucking hate treadmills. So if it's at home, I won't do it. But if it is one of those days where it was just, like, so fucking crappy out, I'll drive there and do the run, because it's just, it's there.
I did that
I like
for
getting
a
out
while,
even.
too, and not just in the winter. I was telling you about it when me and Cyril had a gym membership, and it was just about, like, hey, let's, he was my neighbor at the time, and it was like, hey, let's go, grab your shit, let's get in the car, we'll go there, and, and just kind of knock it out. It kind of kept each other in check to go do something.
Yeah.
So it was more of that than,
I
just...
think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
don't
But
have time
Planet
to-
Fitness is cool because they got like once a month or once a week they got like
never
Pizza
get-
Fridays
Yeah, I
and
never get that,
shit like
but-
that. So do you just go on Pizza Fridays and
I
stuff?
actually,
That's what I
I'm
would do.
actually kind of. I haven't been there in like 6 months. I should probably quit my membership because I don't think I've been there in 6 months. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, there was that famous picture. I think we were looking at that one, and there's this dude. He's 500 pounds. He's on the bench with like the the pull down bar, whatever
Yeah.
that thing is, for chest or something, and he's like sitting on that thing, just eating a piece of pizza at a Planet Fitness. You're like, yeah, I don't think this is.
That's
getting
not what it was
done.
for. I don't think
Yeah.
you're not working out.
So anyway, yeah, I got to start on the Christmas shopping, but plenty to go, and it's like, holy shit, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And I think why no one was at the stores is because most responsible people already did
Generally,
that.
yeah.
Or are people just doing Amazon and stuff?
A lot of it. There's a huge part of that.
There's
that's-
a real
I
like,
ordered some stuff this year, but
yeah. I mean, honestly, when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I could drive to Somerset or 12 Oaks. And then I was like, why? I could just sit my ass down in front of Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And as long as it can be delivered before whatever,
if you know, the problem is if you know what you want, I mean, it's hard to just browse,
Yeah.
I guess, on Amazon because everything is at your fingertips.
You're
So,
relying on a lot
if
of other
you know
people's
what you're gonna
opinions of
get,
your shit.
If you know what you're going to get, or even idea at least, then
Yeah.
it's easier. But when you just kind of want to wander around and figure shit out, and I have no really idea.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I would be just fine if nobody ever got me another thing, as long as the deal was I don't have to get anybody else a fucking thing.
Oh, I'd take that in a fucking
In a
minute.
heartbeat,
oh,
right? Like-
believe me, I lose on Christmas. Big.
Oh, I bet you do. Yeah, you still get the world's greatest dad mugs.
Yeah.
Well, you shell out $2,000 to your daughters.
Right?
Seems like a shit deal. When does that flip, dude? Where they start taking care of old papa?
I don't know. After I die, I think.
Yeah. They'll just remember you fondly and mean it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Time. Isis, you've been a busy little lad. I'm assuming you did not watch the Lions game. I know you were.
By the way,
So
I
good.
thought about this more. I can't believe I had to think about this, but I talked to a front end, talked to in a long time on the phone, and somehow they came up. And the more I think about it, this Patricia bullshit. This is where you guys are like, oh, it's 2 years in, you give time and shit. He came into a 9-7 team. He was supposed to be Larry Brown coming in, taking the next step. It was not supposed to be a rebuild.
Either is an argument that is very valid for that
Very
stance.
true.
Believe me, we understand that. I just think there's a lot of teams historically in the NFL who have 30 quarterbacks in 20 years and have 16 coaches in 12 years. And it's like, that formula never works either.
Right.
It's not like, give a guy a year, give a guy the second year, and then blow. Like, people wanted him blown out 6 weeks into his tenure, probably because of the way he looks. He looks fat and out of shape, and he's got the stupid beard and the
like
pencil.
Bluto.
You know, he looks like a cartoon character, and so it's easy to just go. You know, I remember my dad just going, "He looks like a fucking slob.
Yeah.
He looks like a slob," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. Win
That's
game."
what my
who
dad would
cares?
say too. I don't give a shit about that. That's
I
not
don't
affecting
either.
Me.
And
That all goes away if you are 10-6.
if you win, and I get it. There are plenty of examples of guys like, oh yeah, he comes from the coaching tree, and it's like, yeah, that coaching tree blows. And Belichick's coaching tree, when you go like Charlie Weiss, to everybody, like, there's not a tremendous amount of success there. It's not like the Bill Walsh tree was pretty prosperous.
Reed's had a good one.
Reed, yeah, absolutely, he has. Belichick's has not been. I mean, I think there's some hits in there, but not a ton.
No.
So,
Troy, by the way, when you have dads like Mike or mine's, the wins don't matter. They'd still sit there and say,
no, my dad wouldn't. My dad wouldn't
would?
care if he murdered people during the
okay,
offseason.
my dad would.
If they won.
My dad would still sit there and be like, he should be a professional. Dress up and blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
Yeah, well,
No, seriously, he would.
it looked painful when Patricia had his initial press conference in a suit, and he trimmed his beard down short, and then it was like, whew, got that out of the way with the owner and the fucking GM. Now I can just
Never shave
let it all
again.
go
Yep.
and just be tracksuit guy and unkempt beard.
Well, my
and
dad wouldn't
pencil.
care. My dad would still sit there and be like, he should be respectful. Doesn't he realize he's an NFL coach?
Yeah, all eyes on him. He represents the city. You know, I don't want that representing me. The guy looks like he can't even take care of himself. Yeah, I get it, dude. I just think that there is talent on that team, and I don't want to see the whole thing. But if they get injured, if you lose every weapon on offense and your defense blows, look, I don't even want to argue with this because your argument is equally valid. I get it. I wish they wouldn't have blown Caldwell out, to be honest with you. It's probably a race thing.
Does he?
Racist team.
Do any coaches still dress up? Are they all
in
in
the NFL, I don't
sweatshirts and
think
shit
so.
anymore? Was it Del Rio that was still wearing a suit not too long ago?
No, who was the Niners coach? He was the son of a famous old coach who wore a suit and tie every day on the sideline. And a few years ago, and it was like, oh, classy gentleman. It just looks silly, the suit and tie. And it's like, dude, you're on an NFL sideline. Come on, man.
Not as silly as the managers in baseball wearing uniforms.
I know. That's always cracked me up.
I know.
Because if you take it out of the baseball context and do the same thing in football, like full pads.
How about basketball out there with the short shorts and the tank top on?
You got some coach ripping a goddamn ref on the court in a tank top and short shorts and Jordans. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is. Yeah, the baseball one is just funny.
Yep.
But I still think, like, I don't know. I still like it. I gotta be honest. I like it.
Wearing the uniforms?
Yeah.
I mean, well,
I don't know why.
again,
I don't know why.
Because you're used to it.
Yeah, I
You've
guess
seen it
because I'm
forever.
used
Like,
to
if
it.
there was only one coach in the league doing that, you'd be like, what is this guy clown doing? But
wanna give
imagine
up.
Patricia in full lineman pads, pants, socks, cleats.
Right? All of it.
He's taped up and he's got gloves on. And a
Helmet under
helmet.
his arm.
He's got his mouth guard in on the sidelines, screaming at a ref.
It's a little different because obviously that's such an extreme
Eye
difference
black.
in like.
I cross
They
black.
wear cleats? I don't think they wear cleats, do they?
This is what we play for.
Who, coaches?
Yeah, do they wear cleats?
Probably.
One does. Harbaugh.
Oh,
Michigan's
he meant,
coach.
Oh, he was talking about the baseball.
But he wears
Oh,
cleats.
yeah.
Harbaugh
Oh,
wears-
Spark wore cleats? Hell yeah.
No. Harbaugh?
Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. Yes,
wears cleats on
He
the
wears
foot.
cleats on the sidelines because he got rolled up on when he was a Niner coach or with the Stanford Cardinal. One of those where a play came over there and he felt like if he had his cleats on, he could have dug in and got out of the way better. And he's been wearing these gay little cleats ever since.
Hey.
It's funny.
Whatever works.
Yeah. So, E, I understand you're with the fam today. Not this fam, but you were with your fam. And what did you guys do? I mean, the athletic family that you are.
So we went to Top Golf, which we did last year. That place is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Really a lot of fun.
Do you have to bring your own club?
No, you don't have to. You can. You
Yeah.
don't have to, though. They provide you clubs if you want or whatever. And so, like, dude, I golfed only twice this year. You know, the one at Mark's birthday or bachelor party, and the time I snuck on the course and played. but I played okay.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, I don't know what happened, but I fucking ate a dick today.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know how. Do you know how Topgolf works? You ever
I get the
gone,
concept
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
I've
there's
never
like,
been.
What is it?
but-
Target? They have targets?
There's different games, but we did the easy one. There's harder games you can do, but we did the easy one where yes, there's just targets.
It's like a driving range with like
almost
circular
like
targets.
bowling. It's like bowling for golf because anyone can kind of get it into these circular things because some of them are so close and some of them are whatever.
So you can just basically
and you
just
can roll them up. Like you don't have to like air it in. You can get it.
What if you're on the second deck?
We were on the third
So, see?
actually.
How do you
but-
roll
say
that?
sucking dick.
Sucking dick. As
but anyway, I was
So a worm burner will get you points.
long as
I
it
mean,
goes
if
in
you
the
do-
hole.
yeah, if it goes in
always
those
counts
holes.
if it goes in the hole.
That's right.
right. Yeah, if it goes in those holes, it will count. And I just, dude, I couldn't fucking hit. Like I couldn't fucking hit.
Did you whiff
And I
it?
know-
You didn't whiff.
I know how to golf. I mean, not good,
Yeah.
but I can
Yeah.
hit it.
It's hard on
And-
those
and
mats and in a totally different setup like that
I
than
hate
being
not
on
that
a
hard,
course.
but-
Not that I've gone last year and did.
What are we
fine.
talking, E? Like you missed
So
the
here's what
ball?
I'll tell you.
or-
I'll tell you two things I did. One, I had one of those ones where you hit and it fucking hits the side like
Straight out.
Oh, no.
Like,
Did people like dive
Like
out of the
it
way?
went directly
It
to the
hit
right
it,
and hit the...
No, like I went like this. Yeah, it went directly right, and then I mean it shot out and still
Ricocheted.
technically into the
Yeah.
area, but it was like if
If that divider wasn't there, you were breaking someone's shin.
oh my god,
Right?
it would have been no, it was kind of high, but I mean, who?
So you
knows?
were breaking
It's not
your
gonna-
neighbor's jaw.
Yeah, face or something, and then
Oh boy. I wish we had video of this.
I know. I had one where I basically whiffed. Like, basically whiffed. It just tapped the ball enough that it went to the right plastic and then rolled in front of me and started to roll past, like, down to, and then they got netting because we're three. And I'm trying to catch it because if I at least catch it before, I could still hit
Yeah.
it again.
You can?
And I couldn't get it, and it just drops straight
Jeez.
fucking down.
You can see him fall into the
I know.
net trying to get his ball.
And then, so with all this happening, my mom, who has never swung a golf club in her fucking life,
Oh, no.
She kicked your
beat
ass.
me in the second game.
Wait, your mom's
score-
never swung a golf club before, and she beat you today.
You should have seen her swing. It was
Wow.
Hideous.
No, what you know what she got lucky was there was this fucking yellow. No, I know.
You know what, man? Don't. Yeah, I don't want to hear about your mom's luck. First time swinging a club. Stop.
Well, if this was real golf, I mean,
Don't sound like a Lions
it was
fan.
only a win, like I said, because it's almost like bowling for golf. Like, because anyone can get a strike. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anybody can
with
get a strike.
bumpers on, maybe, but you know.
No, most people can get a strike in a frame of 10 if they're somewhat able to put it down the lane. And so there is this big yellow one that's like kind of only about 50 yards away. And she just kept hitting them, and they were terrible shots.
Gotta know your
but they would
game.
roll right into this yellow
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
And I
You don't
was-
get points for being in the net, do you? No. It's-
Nope.
and I
Gotta
couldn't
go in the hole.
get them in the fucking
Did she
net.
shit talk you?
Yes, a little bit. I mean,
Way to go, Brent.
There you go.
She
Hi,
kept
Mrs.
saying,
Spady.
she was like, "Oh, you have to get 17 still to get past me." And
Did she ever go like eat a veg and like
No,
give the
no,
V
she
or
didn't
anything
do
like that?
that. But
Flipper club.
I
Walk
was
off.
getting-
Chichi Rodriguez just doing a little fucking yeah.
I was being rather unsportsmanlike near the end.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're a sour loser. Believe it or not, I've seen E lose,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I'm not a
he
good
doesn't
loser.
take it well.
And like my mom's
Your mom.
And I was just like, I had this one swing near the end where it was just garbage, and I was just like, I don't swear in front of my parents. We're not that kind of family.
He won't even
Like,
have a beer in front of his parents.
No?
No, I had a beer today. I was the only one who had a beer today. They got Diet Cokes. My brother got a coffee, and I got
Well,
those Stuckies.
as of like 33 years
Yeah,
old,
yeah.
you wouldn't have
No,
a beer
you're
around
right.
your parents. So.
But like, no, so we don't have that kind of family where it's like we're gonna swear in front of each other. And I fucking hit the club down. I was like, "Fuck this" or something.
You know what though? Your parents have listened to this show enough that that it's
they know
probably
think they
I know,
figured
I know,
it out.
I know, I
Yeah.
swear. But it was So my mom, fuck,
boy.
dude. Good
yeah.
for her.
His mom's a little.
And you know
I don't
what?
know how you'd say protective,
A little bit.
perhaps
Yeah.
for a 38-year-old.
And you know what? It was her birthday on Friday, actually.
Oh, happy birthday, Friday,
Or-
Fred.
Well, actually, it was
Belated.
last Tuesday, but we
Close enough.
celebrated on Friday. And I had this idea because we went putt-putting last summer, and my mom doesn't just we don't do a lot of stuff with her. So my gift in the end being is that we did to dinner, and like I said, why don't we go play indoor miniature golf? It was like glow golf inside afterwards, and that was the gift. My fucking fucking mom. I didn't keep. She beat me in that too, by the way. And she was the only one with the hole in one in the end.
Dude, you got to put it in the holy.
It was a bad
what is that
weekend for
feeling?
my sports
Your
prowess.
self-esteem?
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, I can't imagine.
I wish I had video of my mom. I
that's-
should have filmed my mom's swing.
Yeah,
And not
why
to-
didn't you?
I should have. And it's like, the reality was it would almost be not to mock her, because it would be to show you, like, this was how she was swinging.
This
and she
beat me.
Was that crowded, by the way, Top Golf?
Yeah, pretty crowded. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't have to wait, really, but, I mean, they have a lot of, like, whatever you would call
Yeah.
them.
We can do it
We
all.
got invited to the grand opening. They had some, like, media thing where
Yeah.
you could come and, like, play like crazy and try all the food.
It's really fun,
And I
man.
really am bummed we weren't able to go. I can't remember why we couldn't make it to that thing, but that would have been really, really cool. And I still haven't been there, but I want to check it out. I know there's guys that take it really seriously, right? And they'll, like,
Well, they got leagues and
foursomes
stuff,
and
yeah.
shit
Yeah.
will show up with their clubs. And
Well, if you think about it, for a person who golfs too, like in the wintertime, it's because golf, if you're in Michigan, I know you can go to those indoor domes, but they're still indoors. It's not the same to me. So if you're someone who wants to at least kind of keep your game up, I think it's probably better than a simulator, because you're hitting a real ball. You're seeing it go
You
out
hit a
there.
real ball in a simulator.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
different
the-
than seeing it outside and then actually seeing it go to 200 yards.
I
or,
swear to God, it looks like you can hit 75.
It's all
with the
netting
rope.
behind there, though.
I know, but if you go,
I mean, you've got John Daly maybe or
I
something.
mean, I wonder if anyone could smoke.
brought-
Maybe
you brought
probably
one?
not. But whenever I drive by it, I'm like, man, if I got a hold of one, if I really got a hold
I
of
mean,
one,
I
bet
think
I
it's
It'll
like
let you-
400 yards probably.
Yeah,
Was it
I
that
said
far?
really get a hold of it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Like
saying
I said,
every
you get
time.
one of
Happy
those.
Gilmore style.
Yeah, you get one of those top drivers or something. Those guys that, that's all they do. Maybe.
Plus, it was almost 60 degrees out there today. It was beautiful.
Dude, I know. Watching the Lions in Denver,
Yeah.
Denver, Colorado,
60-something degrees.
66 degrees
Crazy.
out there.
Global
That's what you
warming.
get, dude, for putting your plastic bottles in those garbage.
Hell yeah, I love it. I
Keep
love
going.
it, dude.
If I get,
60
if I get
degrees here,
December's like this, I'll keep doing it.
I know.
fantastic.
I should have said that.
It's
but I don't want
fantastic.
to encourage people.
Right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We should be having winters.
Do our great grandchildren 4,000
though,
years gonna have to pay for that?
There's
My
actually
bad.
a lot of
Hopefully they-
bad consequences though from winters that aren't as cold, because then the bugs are supposed to die. So the winters are supposed to kill like the mosquitoes and shit. So when you don't have as cold, if the winter actually doesn't stay cold, all those people, not as many of them die, and then the next summer you got to fucking way more of them.
Oh, it'll still get cold.
Yeah, but then in the places where they don't know how to handle mosquitoes right, and they get what are the diseases from that? It kills a lot of people. That's great. We don't have to worry about that. You know?
It's here too.
I'm saying, well, it's irritating if you don't die.
West
though.
Nile and all that.
Yeah,
weird
there
shit.
you go.
We
Exactly.
get it here.
Exactly. So we had talking last week about Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
which I think has been pretty good lately. You know, not hit and miss. I thought the Eddie Murphy episode was pretty damn good.
It was, yeah.
First off, does that dude age at all?
He
When
looked
he's
good.
like, yeah, this is a picture of me when my first show on it. I was like,
Yeah, he looked
that's
pretty
you
good.
at 19, you at 58 looks the same. What's the deal here?
Yeah.
So, black don't crack. But yeah, he looks good, man. I thought he was funny. I thought his monologue was great. I thought that was really cool. If you didn't see it, he brought out, like Chappelle came out
Yeah.
and Chris Rock. And then Tracy Morgan was
Morgan,
out there.
yep.
And then the end, fucking white dude comes out. He's like, says something.
Keenan kicks him off.
Keenan's
No,
like,
no.
no.
Hold on, we got a
take-
thing going here.
Yeah, I'll
Hold
take
on.
it from here. Just throws him right off the stage. But that was cool, man, seeing all those guys up there. You know, Tracy Morgan, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, like these iconic.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was, I think Chappelle goes, you're looking at half the budget for Netflix.
Yeah, basically.
And
Bring Adam Sandler out, that'd be the rest of it. So I mean,
Well, no, it was
I understand. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you brought in Adam Sandler, that would literally be the rest of it. Like
what do you mean the rest? Oh,
Adam
oh,
Sandler
yeah,
has
yeah,
a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
huge
The
motherfucking
biggest,
yeah,
the biggest with Netflix. He makes more money than anybody on Netflix, which is crazy. And Tracy Morgan's like, well, not me. I make most of my money from the road. And they're like, from touring? He's like, no, I got hit by a truck, which was funny, man. I don't know. I was more interested in what E thought of it.
I didn't watch it all yet, to be honest with you.
No.
But I will say this: I watched on YouTube. I watched the Mr. Robinson or whatever.
Yep.
Watched that.
Mr.
I
Robinson's
watched the
Neighborhood.
Black Jeopardy, and I forget another one.
Was
but,
Black Jeopardy towards the end because I didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
Because I don't think
Maybe. I just watched them on YouTube and
Yeah,
I
didn't
just
know
kind of
when they
looked
came
down. I don't know where they were. Personally, I honestly, I didn't even the monologue you're talking about, I didn't I don't think I laughed. I thought it was kind of like whatever.
Dude, his thing, that whole part though about Cosby,
Yeah,
I thought was really cool. Where he's like, if you would have said 30 years ago that I'd be the stay-at-home responsible dad,
Right.
because if you
Okay,
know,
that-
like
yeah.
Bill Cosby was
Cosby'd be
just
in jail, and I'd be the stay-at-home
yeah,
dad. Right?
he'd be in prison, and I'd be the stay-at-home father responsibly raising, a family of 10.
Yeah.
He said, I would have taken that bet, which was kind of a shot, too. If you listen to that, like, nobody in the world would have taken that bet. Eddie goes, I would have taken that bet, which means he probably knew something shady about, Bill
see, I didn't. Yeah,
back
I
in
didn't.
those days.
Actually, that slipped.
I don't
past
even
me
know
in
if
the
that's how
end.
he meant it, but
No, I
but
thought
it
he
was
said
like,
the other way. Like that. I didn't
no,
take
he
that
didn't.
bet.
He actually he didn't. He said, and if you would have told me 30 years ago that I would be this boring stay-at-home father of 10 house dad and Bill Cosby would be in prison, I would have took that bet.
Exactly.
Who was America's dad now? He would have taken that bet that Cosby would be in prison and he'd be America's dad, or
No, I'm saying the opposite. He would have bet that it would have been the other way around. That's the irony of it.
If you would have told me 30 years ago I would be this boring stay-at-home father of 10 house dad and Bill Cosby would be in prison,
I'd take that bet.
I would have took that bet.
Yeah. I interpret that completely different than you.
Well, how do you interpret that different?
Kind of do it like he does.
Yeah, it
actually.
sounds
do you mean?
like if you would have said, based on where they were at, right? He was the wholesome guy, and Eddie Murphy was the wild fucker. And
Yeah.
if you would have gone 30 years and go, hey, guess what? In 30 years, he's going to be in jail, and you're going to be the fucking
like,
boring
that'd be
fucker.
big odds.
He'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I take that bet. Like, I totally read that a
Yeah,
different way.
no,
than you do.
that's how I read it too. But I was saying that's kind of a dig. Like nobody in America would have taken that bet. You're saying he would have bet on himself, that he would have been a responsible father,
No.
and Cosby would have been in jail.
No. That he would have. No. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, explain yourselves because you guys
I
both.
think
I was right.
I thought you meant like I thought what you meant, and like what
Yeah,
I was thinking is
that
more like
he's
the
saying-
odds, like oh fuck, 500 to 1, I'll take that. See, or no, you don't think
He
so?
didn't lay odds. He just said
No. Okay. No. That.
I don't know.
All right. I don't.
Email us in if you because
Yeah, here we go.
you
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
crazy,
What do you
and I
think?
think you guys both sound a little crazy.
Yeah,
And I
right
didn't
now.
even-
I think you
you
sound
know,
crazier.
I don't know. I didn't even
Just
know when it happened.
misinterpretation. No, I just interpret that a completely different way. Saying
Well-
that of course I would have thought that I would not have thought that
Yeah.
he'd be in jail and that our roles would have reversed.
They did reverse. And the news stories I saw, and I hope you pull it up, from Eddie Murphy Raw. And we've watched both of those
yeah.
not that long ago, like Raw and
Yeah.
Delirious. And some of that stuff holds up. Some of it really does not hold up. But when you've got someone that's just genuinely funny, they're just genuinely funny.
Yeah.
The shit tends to hold up. And I don't know what E will think about it because you weren't around for the Delirious years or the Raw years or those really big early Eddie Murphy years. Because I imagine you were not going to be all that excited about Gumby coming on Weekend Update.
Yeah, that was the next one I was going to watch.
Or Buckwheat.
And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch either of those, I guess, in the end. So I didn't get to those for whatever
I thought that was
reason.
funny the way they tied that in with the Gumby. I mean, Buckwheat, excuse me, being the Masked Singer. You got to try and guess. Like, I was wondering how they were going to try and make some of that stuff relevant.
Yeah.
How they would,
It's hard to do. I think they did a better job with Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood with that's called gentrification,
Yeah.
children.
Squatters'
That was
rights.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was okay.
when it's like knocking at the door, it's like, oh, who could that be? Who is it?
Yeah, right.
And it's like if you knew from 30 years ago, 35 years ago, that bit with a young Eddie Murphy, and every time someone came to the door, it was like you realize he's in Cabrini Green or whatever in the ghetto, and it's like, who is it? Trying to act hard. I mean, it's just it's a callback for nostalgia for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's getting rave reviews, which is cool. I didn't know how young people, if they would get it. I just didn't know. I don't like
A lot of them
Gumby.
probably don't, really.
Right. Velvet Jones and all those.
So that was a
iconic-
past character, Velvet Jones?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he
he's
was
a
on Black
pimp
Jeopardy.
Yeah. See, and those are. I don't know who's watching Saturday Night Live. I imagine they've been so hardcore progressive and left and fuck Trump over the last 3-4 years now that I imagine their audience is much younger that's getting off to that. So
Yeah.
I didn't know how that kind of audience would react to Eddie Murphy's old ass character. Like Gumby was fun it was cool to see. I didn't think that would work with younger people. I didn't think Buckwheat would either, even with the Masked Singer. I laughed at it, you laughed at it, but if you don't know ties, feet times I made it like that shit, it's not gonna. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you have though? I watched the Raw bit about him talking about Bill Cosby from and I'm like, I wonder if this holds up, and we could watch some of it. It fucking does hold up, man. And it's just his impression is so spot on of Bill Cosby, and his impression at the end of Richard Pryor is.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, do you want
That whole
to
bit.
roll it?
I mean, that whole set.
Yeah, that's
holds up.
Because there's one that's
it's the 5-minute one, dude.
okay.
I think. I mean, does it cut off there?
I don't know. I just like one says just Bill Cosby and one says Bill Cosby, and that's I wouldn't have even thought about it unless you just mentioned it right now.
All right.
I do too. I love Bill Cosby's show.
And you got to know where Bill Cosby is in America
Yeah,
at this point. You know what I mean? Like he's
the most wholesome person.
America's dad.
Yes.
You know, changed everything for what black people were viewed as in Middle America.
Yep. Huge comedian, but all clean, super clean, wholesome. Biggest show on TV. Probably, or at least damn near Cosby
100%.
Show for
Cosby
years.
Show. I've been a big fan of Bill Cosby all my life. Never met the man before, but he called me up about a year ago and chastised me on the phone for being too dirty on stage. And it was real weird because I had never met him, and he just thought he should call me up because he was Bill and tell me that he did about what comedy is all about. And I sat and listened to this man chastise me. And when Bill Cosby chastises you, you forget you grown. You feel like one of the Cosby kids and shit. And I ran in the house all excited to talk to Bill and picked up the telephone, and Bill got raw on me. I was like, hello, Mr. Cosby? And you hear, I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you do in your show.
some of the mannerisms of Cosby in the show.
I'm going to tell you a story. He always tells you stories. I would like to tell you a story. I have 5 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. I live in Massachusetts with my wife, Camille, and my 5 children. Now, of the 5 children that we have, there are 4 girls and a boy. The boy's name is Innes. He loves everything you do. Comes home from school the other day with a big smile on his face. And my son looks just like me. He walks through the door looking at me with
like
his
Bill when he's
big
doing that
smile.
face.
Yeah, just a little
I
bit.
cannot resist. Because it's such a beautiful smile. And he walks up and I say, what are you smiling about? Aww. And the child says to me, I'm smiling because I need money to go see the Eddie Murphy show. Please give me money for a ticket. Now, if the child is smiling this way because he needs money for a ticket, I have to give him money for a ticket. I do not handle the money in the house. My wife, Camille, handles the ticket money. So I must go into the kitchen to where my wife is cooking dinner for the family. And she is inside the kitchen cooking. And she's got a bowl, and she's cooking up the food, man. She's cooking it up. And the child walks in the room with the smile. He says, Mother, please, money. She gives him the money. He runs off to see your show. Now, we sit in the living room waiting for Innes to return. At about 5 o'clock in the morning, the child comes through the door. He has a different look on his face. It looked like he heard something at your show that he's never heard before. And I say to my child, child, I say, what did the man say on the stage? And he says, Pop, the man comes out and says these things. I said, well, what did he say? He says, Pop, he comes out and says some stuff. I said, well, what did he do? He says, Pop, he walks out and he goes, hello, suck this and MF and kiss my big black stuff and suck it and stick it down in your mouth and suck it, suck it. You cannot say filth, flarn, filth in front of people. I never said no filth, flarn, filth. He says, you know what I'm talking about. I can't use the type of language that you use, but you know what I mean when I say filth, flarn, filth. And I said, I never said no filth, flarn, filth, and I don't know what you're talking about. I'm offended that you called. Fuck you. And that's when Bill got pissed. He said, that's what I'm talking about. You cannot say fuck in front front of the people. And I got mad. Because he thought that was my whole act. Like I just walked down on the stage and cursed and left. And I managed to stick in some jokes between the curses. You couldn't give no curse show or walk out and say, hey, felt for him, motherfucker, dick, pussy, snot, and shit. Good night. Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye. I was pissed off. I was so mad, I called Richard Pryor's house up and said, yo, Richard, Bill Cosby just called me up and told me I was too dirty. And Richard said, the next time motherfucker call, tell him I said, suck my dick.
That's the best Pryor ever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I don't give a fuck. Whatever the fuck make the people laugh, say that shit. I said, do the people laugh when you say what you say? I said, yes. He said, do you get paid? I said, yes. He said, well, tell Bill I said have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Genius. E, what do you think?
I don't know what to think, I guess, because it's just, like you said, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed funny. But it's like because
I think great storytellers are great storytellers.
It's true.
And his impressions are so good.
Mannerisms, his timing,
the timing, the delivery. But that's interesting. I was interested to know what someone who didn't grow up in that era would think.
I'm a terrible example also.
Yeah.
I don't watch comedy, really, for the most part. So.
I thought it was interesting, too, going back to Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood really quick, that Mr. Rogers actually appreciated that.
Did he?
Yeah. Mr. Rogers' wife came out years later and said, there were a ton of parody impressions of Mr. Rogers, Neighborhood, and he appreciated some of them. Some of them were just taking shots at him and his style and, kind of looking at him sideways, and he hated that shit because he was a genuine dude. But, Eddie was thrilled to meet Fred Rogers, and Fred was equally thrilled to meet Eddie, and they've got a great picture together, and he kind of appreciated the take he kind of had on it, just going ghetto version of Mr. Rogers. Yeah. So which is good to know. It would have sucked if Fred Rogers
be pissed about
hated that character in that bit, but yeah.
Fuck Eddie Murphy.
And my favorite bit of the year is quickly becoming the Weekend Update guys writing each other's jokes at the end of the for the year end.
Is that only on the year end? I mean, I knew when they did it, but it seemed like I've seen that more. Is it really that I just remember it from every Christmas show, essentially?
Probably, because I think it's become a tradition for the end of the show.
So funny.
Yeah, there's the picture of Fred and Eddie right there.
Nice.
That's become a tradition. You've got Michael Che, black guy, stand-up comic, and you've got Colin Jost, Harvard educated. He's dude dating what's her name, Johansson, whatever. And but they write each other's jokes, and it's like you can't read them beforehand. So it's like I've written a series of jokes that you have to say verbatim, and you've written a series of jokes and they just try to fuck each other over.
Yeah, and they don't know what's coming before, right?
And so it's like
blind.
You can literally, as soon as the picture pops up, and it's like, oh fuck, oh shit, you're gonna end my career with this, aren't you? Because Michael Che is just going hardcore racist.
Oh yeah, always.
And it's the best bit going. Honestly, it is. I wish they would do it more often. It's so funny.
It is hysterical.
Yeah.
Just the reaction and pushing the envelope the way they do.
It's why Stefan worked. Remember Stefan with Bill Hader?
Oh yeah.
Because who was it? John Mulaney.
Mulaney?
Is it John Mulaney that wrote those? Was that his writing guy?
Yeah, the really straight.
Yes. Yep. John Mulaney they would write a series of jokes for that sketch with Stefan, who's going to tell you all about what's going on at the weekend at the clubs in LA or whatever.
Yeah,
and it takes a guy like Bill Hader to be able to pull that off. And then John Mulaney would change most of the jokes
going into the live read.
And so when the cue cards would pop up, you've got Bill Hader as Stefan. And why he would always cover his mouth as he's trying not to fucking laugh his ass. He's like, oh my God.
Reading it for the first time.
He's reading it for the first time live at 11:35 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Just a great bit, man, when you can throw those guys off. They're just so talented. You just see it. But anyway, moving on to other things. Computer plate umpires.
Baseball?
Yeah, I was shocked when I heard this over the weekend. I know it's far from baseball season, but they had some collective bargaining stuff happen on Saturday between the Umpire Association and Major League Baseball, and umpires agreed to cooperate with Major League Baseball in the development and testing of an automated ball strike system as part of a 5-year labor contract announced on Saturday. The Umpires Association also agreed to cooperate and assist if Commissioner Rob Manfred decides to utilize the system at the Major League level. So they've been doing these trials.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't there a couple leagues or places where they're trying this out? starting next year, maybe.
Worked well in some respects and not so well in others. And some of the things that I've heard that don't work scare me when you talk about the major league level, because the preciseness is so much more developed at a major league level than, when you're talking about A ball, double A, all that stuff. So the Independent Atlanta League became the first pro league to let computer call balls and strikes for their All-Star game. Plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer wore an earpiece connected to an iPhone in his pocket and relayed the call upon receiving it from a TrackMan computer system that uses Doppler radar.
Really?
That's the system they're using, yeah.
No kidding.
Isn't that crazy? The Atlantic League experimented with the system during the second half of its season. The Arizona Fall League, which is just like top prospects, used it for a few dozen games this year. And Major League Baseball is now discussing it, installing it like at the A level, and then working up to double, triple, and seeing it, hopefully
work the kinks out before. If
the tests go well in the class, they were talking about the Class A Florida State League for 2020. If that goes well, the umps could be used AAA in 2021 as bugs are dealt with prior to the big league call up. So it's like a kid working through the farm system. It would continue the effort to eliminate human decency. This is what Mike Schmidt is saying. Hey, we've got replay for everything. Why wouldn't we want to get this right? I agree with him in some respects, but that's kind of isn't that kind of baseball's way?
In a way.
Tradition,
they're purists about some of that stuff.
Totally.
Too, more than any other sport is baseball's got that good old boy mentality and the history and the purity of it. But and obviously human error is part of all of it. But and you want to get it right.
Unless you're on the losing end of that human error.
That's true. That's true. But there's so many. A lot of that's so subjective too, and different umps have different strike zones and things like that. No, I agree, and that's what you could take out of that. That you could,
But at the same time, you could say Major League Baseball field dimensions are different in every park.
That's not the same thing, though. There's
big differences from playing in a tiny ballpark versus a big ballpark.
But it's not stated in the rules what the dimensions need to be. It's stated in the rules what a strike and a ball are.
True, essentially.
Right, but you're looking at they're not seeing a square in front of, like the TV screen like we are in a lot of respects, where we can see exactly where it crossed. So
when that ball comes split dead ass across, right, you're going to have your Fox zone or whatever the hell they call that thing, the little square on the TV essentially, and that ball comes right across, right down the middle of it. Is that a ball or is that a strike?
If the ball comes right down the middle of the plate?
No, not down the plate, down the edge, right on the edge of the plate.
Strike.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any part of it? So if it catches
if you clip the corners, that's a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and players have been really happy about this in the leagues that have done this. And here's where I was interested in your opinion, Troy, because you watch enough baseball to know the difference between college kids, A, double, triple, and majors. So a lot of these prospects praised the TrackMan system for calls on the inside and outside corners. So, all right, I'll give it to you. You're catching it when it clips a corner, this and that. For calls on the inside and outside corners. But they say it struggled with breaking balls low or high around the strike zone.
And I can believe that. Because especially some of those balls drop off at such a crazy rate that they're coming in. Yeah. That's why I always wonder how that technology actually works, of what they're using and how it registers the ball at the plate level and the depth and all that sort of, because it's not like, it's obviously Doppler or whatever. I don't even know how that fucking works or relates to it, but I could see if there was some sort of a sensor or something in a way, like in the plate that would sort of frame that plate.
If you had a laser square and then you had a chip in the ball.
Something along those lines.
Any part of this, it's, I don't know how that, that sounds more, Mission Impossible technology maybe than
probably not really that much, but
here's the thing though. You'll always need a human. There will always be an umpire there. It's just kind of like autopilot.
Making that call, right.
Because here's what it can't do. If a guy skips a ball in the dirt 2 feet before home plate and then it skips up into the strike zone, it'll call it a strike.
Right.
It's not going to know that it bounced 4 feet before home plate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So also check swings. When you've got a check swing and those guys are making those calls, this technology isn't going to do that. So I kind of look at it like, we'll get the plane off the ground, and then we'll flip this thing on, it'll kind of take over, and we'll just kind of, we just got to worry about the small things.
So he's going to be back there, and it's literally somebody's going to be in the booth watching it on the screen essentially, or whatever. Maybe they might have it straight to his phone, or however they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's going to go into his ear and go,
Earpiece.
that's a strike or a ball.
And it'll
And
go,
obviously,
"Hey!"
yeah, no kidding.
He's
just going to be a fucking actor out there.
Would you get as animated, though, if it was like, strike one, and you're like, hooray! No, if you're making that call,
Can you
like,
imagine?
that's the fucking, I'm going to ring this mother...
When you know it, when you see that big hook coming around and just
like-
drops off the table, and you're about to ring up that third strike, and you're like, ball,
Ball.
fucking in your ear, like, ball.
Can you imagine the guy's like
Halfway into his
he turns half,
dance.
He's about to fucking pull the ripcord. Just, hey,
Right.
ah! You know, and then the thing goes ball, and he's Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's talking to a ghost,
Yeah.
you know, off to the left of the home plate.
And what if there's a glitch? I mean, can he just override that? What if
It's called
one?
36 straight balls.
Well, so yeah. What if one clearly is like
Ball,
outside
ball.
or whatever it is, and it comes in and says ball, and he's like, yeah, but no, that was a fucking strike.
I think there would be a way.
Like I said,
What
the
I was
point of
thinking was
working the
it-
kinks out before it comes up, I would essentially figure.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool though if you could have like half human, half computer? Like it's more of a backup, so you don't get the Saints pass interference
Yeah.
with the Rams in the championship game, where someone goes, "Might want to look at that again. That was brutal," you know, and you're like, oh, "Shit,
Yeah.
it saw something I didn't see."
It's bad enough just straight arguing balls and strikes, let alone to be able to go back and check replays on it. You know, like,
But don't you think
they want to speed the game up, not
I
slow
know
it down?
95% of the calls, though, everyone would agree that was a ball, that was a strike.
Yep.
You know, and you've got those 5%. You got that one umpire that calls everything.
Right.
You know, he's going 6 inches outside the
Yep.
frame and calling it a strike. You know, for those guys, it'd be trouble. But I found this interesting. There were 1,356 video reviews during the 2019 regular season, taking an average of 1 minute, 16 seconds. I do like that about baseball. They go over to the dugout, put the
Pretty
headset
quick,
on.
yeah.
You know, baseball's so much easier, though.
Usually that's right. It's whether or not it was out or it's you know
Yes.
what I mean. It's usually in home runs or foul balls, whether it catches the line. There's not a lot of
Bang,
gray
bang
area
at
on that
a
stuff.
base.
Yes.
So minute 16, Major League Baseball said 597 calls or 44% were overturned.
Okay.
277 or 20% confirmed. 463 or 34% allowed to stand because there was not enough evidence to overturn it. Here's the other interesting part. So I was like, why would the umpires agree to this in labor? I would think they would fight this with everything. This is the machine that's going to come over and take your job. As part of the labor contract, the sides agreed to raises in compensation and retirement benefits, along with provisions to allow for early retirement.
Yeah. There you go.
So the ump's like,
I was
"Man,
curious about that.
You're going to
sure.
still have me out
Negotiate
there,
that in.
you know,
Yeah.
you better, you know."
Well, but that's still on at the plate. You still got the other 3-4 umps or whatever they're all scattered around the field that have
Yeah,
to make
but those guys
calls.
rotate.
Yeah.
You know
They
what I
all
mean?
rotate.
What I'm saying, but you're only calling balls and strikes. It's not like there's robot umps all over the field that are making the calls. So there's still going to be umps on the field making whether you're out, it's safe.
No, the point is there's like a 5-6 man team.
Yeah.
And so one day you got Big Country Joe behind the plate.
Right.
Next game of the series, he's at first. And his second base ump is at home plate. So those guys are all going to get the benefit of raises because they're all technically umpires.
Yeah.
Bless you, Weezers.
Sorry.
I'm just saying they're not going to be out of a job because this thing's going to come in.
Oh,
calling
yeah,
balls
yeah,
and
yeah.
strikes.
As
That's
far
what I'm
as-
saying.
yeah, yeah.
They're still going to be needed on the field. That was my point.
Do we really need them? I mean, honestly.
It's not
with a
like
quick-
baggers at the grocery store that are disappearing by the day.
Yeah, well, do we even need those guys at the bags? I mean, honestly,
I'm
if you had
sick of
one
bagging
guy
my
with
own fucking shit,
Not,
even
not
when they
that, I mean
are.
on baseball.
Oh yeah, all right.
No, they need more baggers at the grocery store. I don't
Pisses
like.
me off. I go to a line when there's a person there, and I still end up bagging my own fucking shit all the time.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's
Come
bullshit.
on.
Yeah, grocery stores are taking it to a limit, to an
And
extreme.
I'm one that's why I go to the ones with real people and not the automatic checkout stuff. Not because I just want to bag it, because I want to protect those jobs, man. That's what I'm doing. But if I got to do that and bag my own shit, and there's so many times when they like look at you, and I'm like, are you not gonna fucking bag my stuff? Like, you're just gonna watch, like,
Yeah.
and then they give you that like sarcastic, like, oh, thank you so much for bagging.
Yeah.
Here's your receipt.
Yeah, I
You
was
saved-
dying to do
You
that
saved
today.
$14.08 today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's
What
circle the little
pisses me off,
fucking
though,
thing
Troy,
here.
when you walk into those
Survey
places,
on the bottom if you could take a minute to.
make sure you give me a 5-star. I love when they tell you, give me a 5-star rating or I'll get fired. Okay, so you don't really want my opinion. the thing that kills me is I'll go in there. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. I used to do that all the time. Shop at Kroger, Meijer, whatever was 24 hours. I would do it at 2 a.m. because I worked weird hours back then. Friday night, I'd be up way late or something. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to do my grocery shopping now when no one's there. Go in there and it's dead. And how do they deal with that? They have one fucking register open.
Sure.
And 50 registers.
Yeah.
And they're all closed. It's like, you know what? If you're never, and now when I go in there, there's 3 registers open. And then they got all the 12 or less things are open. Self-checkout open. Self-bagging, put whatever you want. I'm like, no. How did we get to a point where none of you have to be here? You've taken up all this space. And you can't have any of these registers open. You have no one working.
That's only
here.
in the old buildings, though. Now, new grocery, like a new Meijer and all that stuff, they have way less checkouts.
Yeah.
Do they?
Oh yeah, they make it like by at least half.
Really?
You know what I mean? They cut that shit down for sure.
Well,
they just-
fuck them. I just call now and have Kroger deliver the shit to my door. Wait till they go, yeah, it's free this weekend.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
It's like, all right, sure, bring it on over. Remember that dude that showed up?
Yeah, I was saying,
We went out there just out of like courtesy, like, we'll help you get the bags. He's like, wow, no one's ever done that before. Sure, I would have brought them all in. He wasn't looking for a tip, nothing. He got all the stuff we needed.
Yeah,
It's
not
great.
bad.
It's great.
Highly recommend it.
I don't know. So the umpires, honestly, I think you could have a guy in the dugout. It's like sitting there with a headset on to New York and just be like, yeah, he was safe at second. You're good. Go. Safe. You don't need the guy at second sitting there eyeballing it.
Right, they have to come over.
No. We can usually see it from a mile away,
Generally.
and we can usually tell within 4 seconds. One replay.
Yeah.
Got it. Safe. Next. Go. Go.
Yeah, there's only a couple times when you really got to see it from different angles and try and time it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, this is where it hits that, and then his foot's on the back here. And,
Yeah.
But-
It's interesting. Star Wars.
oh, yeah, we saw
wanna
it.
do a read? Go
That was
ahead.
good. No,
Do a
sure.
read, T.
Hey, why not?
Shine for us, brother.
Hey, Twin Peaks is your ultimate sports lodge with a menu to match. Pair any of their made-from-scratch menu items with a frosty 29-degree draft beer served by a beautiful Twin Peaks girl. And you're in for a legendary sports watching experience. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Yeah, you're wearing the Twin Peaks
Yeah.
t-shirt. I love that t-shirt.
It's a good one.
We went into the premiere Thursday after the show.
Yep.
We went to the new Canton, Westland,
Yeah,
Imagine, Super
Imagine Canton.
IMAX.
Right.
It was cool. Both mayors for the cities were there. They had a magician there who was doing some magic, like, for the people having cocktails and shit and little sampler food.
Mike
Dude,
was just floored by this stuff.
so were you, dude. That dude, I don't know how he did it, but there was one
a
magic
quick
trick.
sleight
he
of
did.
hand magic.
It was
fucking
with-
awesome
Some
to me,
was, yeah.
honestly.
Some
If it's
was,
good,
and he was good at a lot of it.
they're bad, obviously.
Couple
Terrible.
times you could say, okay, I see what he's doing. But he did one with the iPhone that I'm still, mind blown how he did it. And I'll explain it to you later. I have video of it too, so I
Yeah.
could probably show you. But the main point was the Star Wars film, the last of the
Yeah, the end of the trilogy.
Yeah,
the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. And we saw it, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I think he cried. I think he
I
wept
can't believe
more
they
than
brought
once.
Darth Vader back to life at the very end of that.
I know.
And he got the whole family back
I thought
together.
it was a
and,
hologram.
Oh my God.
What, for a selfie? Or
Seeing Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Princess Leia all get back together and move into that house together. I
I thought it was
like,
weird when they kissed at the end, though.
wow. Well, it was a callback to the,
I
the
know,
very
but
first
I thought we were past that. But
Could you imagine if we were given spoilers? Me and Dan Vogt, DTRBM, we're doing that. He saw the Star Wars too, and I was like, "Can you believe at the end of the movie?" And we just fucking one up
back
each
and
other
forth.
all night. He was like, "All right, I'm done. I can't beat that when you just laid out there." I'm like, "Yeah, I could do this all night. I would too."
sure.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
It was very well done. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I thought it did give closure. Like I said, I'm not fully vested like a lot of people.
And don't worry, we won't give any spoilers.
No, no,
we won't
not
say
at all.
anything
I
at all.
just
But
it was well done.
I will say that okay, this is the only spoiler we'll give, and it's a small one. If you watch this was the Rise of Skywalker, and the last
Yeah.
one was the Last Jedi, right? And so this is where we had Kelly Marie Tran, who was the Asian girl who was like a repair chick on the she was like the rebellion maintenance chick on
Yeah.
things, and through the movie she got more of a leading role, and and in the end became the hero kind of thing. And it was like, whoa, we got this Asian American chick. That was amazing. How woke. And she was great. She's cute. She's fun. She's on social media, and she just posts positive shit. And she was in the tabloids from time to time where people would be at a restaurant. She'd be sitting there eating. They'd be like, God, that really looks like that chick from Star Wars. And she'd go sit at their table and be like, I am.
That's me.
And fucking blow their minds. Just like a neat girl who was absolutely fucking over the moon to be cast in this movie and have this opportunity to be a part of this franchise. Well, after the last movie where she kind of took off, people fucking murdered her online. They did. They blasted her on social media as like, oh, how woke. They got a fucking ching chong in there at fucking blah, blah, blah. Not even kidding, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so she ends up leaving like all the, social media and quits it all and shuts her account down because it was nonstop for months and months and months.
That's shitty because it's not like it's fucking her fault. You know, I mean, she didn't do anything. She's
right. You should be directing that.
At Disney and every,
you know,
it's whatever.
People
suck.
People are ignorant. Don't
people
tend to be
suck.
the smartest
Yeah,
people
right.
on the planet.
Well, this happened with Jar Jar Binks, where Jar Jar Binks was meant to have, like, going forward, like, he was part of the fucking, the council and shit, like, big role.
Yeah.
And they shut that motherfucker down.
That was
like,
the worst.
Shut him down.
That's what put me away from it. That was literally the worst last one I watched. And I was like, oh, fuck. This is awful.
And it made sense. Jar Jar Binks made sense. Honestly, if you knew George Lucas, like, he was all about kids and selling merch and toys, and that's why little Yoda and dolls and toys and the Ewoks, prime example, Chewbacca. Like, this is meant for children. Well, those children grow up, and now they're fucking 40, and they want a great plot and a great whatever. And Jar Jar Binks didn't fit into that. It was like, he was so panned that they just killed him off, basically. I mean, you'd see him in the background walking by, Misa, And so they basically did that with her in this. She's not really in it. If that's a spoiler.
They did it because of that?
That's what people think. Why else? Like, she had this starring role in the last one, was kind of the hero in the end. She's got 2 lines in this movie.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then I don't know how far you can go into spoiler, but why does her Asian sister take her spot, basically, and then be a lead in the movie, too? If you're going to get rid of the woke Asian, is it just because it was her specifically? People
that liked, they love that breakthrough, where the Asian character isn't just, oh, yes, no karate, long duck dong.
Yeah.
That's the role they played forever in movies. Karate expert, and to have this girl step up in this role who looks this way and is just like a badass and a hero in the end and brave. There's a lot of fucking people that really, really respected that, liked that, and there's a lot of other people going, oh, more social justice warriors. Yeah, cool. Let's have another lesbian kiss. Oh, cool. Oh, the black guy married the white girl. Great. And they're tired of that being pushed on you, that Hollywood agenda. And she gets kind of caught up in the dust of that, and so it's like.
Speaking of lesbos, has there been any real backlash over that? There's a lesbo kiss at the end in that thing,
Yeah, that was reported a lot, so we're not giving spoilers. But it's quick.
Yeah, that's not like a plot twist. There's a lesbian kiss at the end.
It felt gratuitous to me, like
that's what I'm saying. It was just
check the box. We got it in there,
right.
So
I'm wondering how that was responded to.
They charge our Bigster because trolls bullied her off the internet. What hashtag Star Wars Rise of Skywalker did to Rose Tico is unconscionable. Kelly Marie Tran got less screen time than Dominic Monaghan's random new character. They Jar Jar Binked her because trolls bullied her off the internet. Kelly deserved better. Rose Tico was the name of the character. And, Dominic Monaghan, people will know, is the heroin junkie in Lost. Okay? And so it was like, hey, I remember that dude.
Yeah, skinny dude,
Yeah, and it was like, this character's just, I don't know what this is. Someone's doing a favor for Dominic. Like, why? Like, you didn't need him.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But he did get more screen time than she did for the most part.
True. I don't think he had any more lines, though. He didn't say much.
No, but for him, like, she got to be in Star Wars movies.
Right.
Great to put on your resume. Nah, he can say it. Great. Kelly Marie Tran in The Rise of Skywalker was treated so fucking horribly. Literally pushed to the side and ignored by Finn in a scene after asking if he needs help. absolutely insane. Like, people are really mad.
Yeah, boy.
Now that the movie is out, Kelly Marie Tran was robbed. We were robbed of seeing our girl in action. Hashtag, where's Rose? After all the backlash and racist harassment she received in the Last Jedi, making her character a main part of the cast to a mere extra with 2 lines is very sad. Rose Tico deserved better. And,
Somebody's always going to bitch.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a thing. I don't pay much attention
I like
to stuff.
that they refer to it as being Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I'm going to start using that, actually.
well, we all knew what Jar Jar Binks, you know what it
Yeah,
means?
fuck yeah.
And he's gotten kind of a rise in popularity. He's verified on Twitter now, the guy that played Jar Jar Binks. I mean, he's been verified. And people are like, looking back, it's a pretty good role. You kind of got fucked and stuff. And there's like, it's like, yeah, dude, you were really good in that role as Binks. It's not your fault. You know. And so people are kind of accepting nostalgic now for Binks.
It's like the Metallica Black album. It came out,
Right.
and everyone's like, you fucking sellouts. It sucks,
Dude.
Now you look back and you're like, oh, yeah, I understand, man. It's
Basically
pretty
the
good.
greatest metal album ever.
It's pretty good, I guess.
Zeppelin 4 was destroyed by Rolling Stone magazine. Zeppelin 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you miss.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks rules. Okay. So I went back and I was like, I remember the fluffy stories about Kelly Marie Tran. She wasn't off-putting to me. That wasn't one of the characters that I felt was like, okay, this is just meant to appease Twitter and Facebook and social justice warriors.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way with her. Thought it was a little absurd how she rose ranks early in that, but whatever, okay, it's a movie. So I went back and I was reading old stories about that time of her deleting her Instagram and shit. And so people are like, Kelly literally posted nothing but cute, positive daily posts, and y'all dude bro gremlins harassed her so much it drove her off Insta. Fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all for thinking you can just comment your uninvited opinion about Rose on a post that has nothing to do with it. Just a taste of what she was dealing with. Useless character, Jar Jar Binks is way better. Next one. No. Next one. Jar Jar 2.0. Next one. Terrible, useless character. Next one, happy birthday. And then Ching Chong.
Jeez.
Like, who's the fucking asswipe that writes Ching Chong on her page?
Case proven right there.
Daisy Ridley plays Ray, right?
Yeah.
This is the female,
Yeah.
the heroine.
Sure.
And honestly, I don't have a problem with her. I think for a lot of young girls growing up, it's good to see. I honestly, I've evolved in my opinion in a lot of respects, seeing Wonder Woman be a fucking badass, seeing Ray. It's like, yeah, man, that probably would have changed a lot of girls, your daughters growing up thinking like, yeah, man, I can fucking do that too.
Positive
The
influence.
girl
There's
fucking
nothing wrong with
whooping
that.
the dude's ass in darts this weekend. Go, bitch, go. You go, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing that says you can't do that. Daisy Ridley she gets international attention as the big star of Star Wars. Her key role in both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi brought accusations that the new films were propaganda from a social justice warrior and that Ridley's character Rey was a Mary Sue, an overly perfect character inserted into the story by creators to serve an unrealistic purpose. Ridley has shot down these claims as sexist, but they continued to be applied to her during the following film, The Last Jedi. And then they say trans character Rose Tico is also been singled out for this. Critics of the film blamed social justice warrior characters like Tran for ruining the film. Racist edits were made to her Wikipedia page. They got a Wikipedia page.
Oh, boy.
And they just changed a bunch of shit to be racist.
Jeez.
Yeah. Attacked by all the troll websites. Horrible characters are horrible no matter the gender, race, or sexual orientation. Hashtag not my Star Wars. Not my Star Wars.
I didn't have any problem with it. I thought she was
Get a life.
fine. Oh, I know
Yeah.
that.
Get a life.
People are just assholes.
It's not written for you, motherfucker, by the way.
And guess what? Your opinion does not fucking matter.
No.
Shut up.
The funny thing is, though, people are going to, like, Toys R Us and taking pictures of, like, her toy doll and be like, a whole lot of those left.
Too much time.
No one's buying them Star Wars toys. Where are you folks who wanted representation in the movies? Why aren't you buying these toys? Force Link Rose is only $59.50. There's a whole row of them. It's like,
You're the one I did have a problem with was it like the Avengers, whatever the last one, the big final fucking whatever that was.
You and I watched it, and you almost punched me in the face for making you watch it.
Oh my
God,
so
bad.
It was, and like at the end, like
terrible.
it was like this. It was so woke and over the top and just forced. Like I have no problem. Like I thought Ray in this was great. I thought she was believable. I thought she was authentic. I thought she was good. I had no issues with whatsoever. Give a shit if it's a chick. Like Avengers one, when there's like every woman from the fucking universe or whatever comes in, and they all they're all getting their ass kicked and handed to them, and all of a sudden it's like girl power, vaginas unite, and they come fucking in and kick the shit out of everybody because I'm just like, what the fuck?
Don't act like you don't know what he's talking about.
I don't.
It was just so forced. You know what I mean?
You're
Like
seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it in sitcoms, in movies, in commercials,
I
radio, TV, everywhere.
Yep.
They're doing this all the time. We've been making fun of it for 6 years, but it's getting worse. And the problem with joining something like the Star Wars franchise is you can't win.
Nope.
And for her, if I'm sure people did, but she's probably a sensitive chick. Dream gig, is praised for her role, and then to get that, if you're paying any attention to the trolls online, you're done, because they're gonna beat the shit out of anybody part of that franchise. Period. They just are. They're gonna have a problem with everything. It's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Who cares what they think?
Right.
They mean nothing. But people do. People are sensitive. And, Solo, the movie Solo, right?
Hope?
No.
Oh.
They did not do one about a blown-out machine.
Just check.
The Last Jedi came out, and then Solo came out. It's also been accused of forcing diversity, which I don't know what it is. You know it when you see it. You feel it. You know it. You're like,
Exactly.
I know what you're doing.
It's just disingenuous. It's a problem. You know it. You feel it.
In Solo, one character is retroactively announced as pansexual.
Oh, Jesus.
Some people have gone as far as to call the film Soylo, playing the popular far-right term soy boy, used to describe men that lack typical masculine qualities. If you look at Star Wars in the beginning, though, you can understand why fans of that would see the latest editions and go, Star Wars was it was what it was.
It was a very different time, too.
And
30 years ago. How long was those come out, the originals?
1979.
Yeah, well, longer than that. Bad
Bad
math on my part.
Math on that, 79 to 19. A lot of years.
30, what do you say, 79?
79 to 2019?
40-ish. I mean,
Ish.
well, no, 'cause I just think that 84
It doesn't
is
matter.
35. I know, and 4 more years, 39, so 40.
They both have a 9 on the end, so
The fact is,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Obi-Wan Kenobi did not have to put up with people going, doll's not selling, click, Twitter,
Right.
and share it. Nobody wanted the Ben Kenobi fucking bearded toy when we were growing up. You wanted Vader. You wanted a stormtrooper. You wanted the fucking droids. Even the Luke Skywalker one was like, you wanted the cool characters, the Boba Fett, I know. You wanted Boba Fett.
Yep.
Small character, small role. You wanted that dope toy. You did not want Ben Kenobi. There were certain players, it was just not as cool. They're probably more valuable now. So it doesn't surprise me that, this girl's doll doesn't sell that well. But,
Oh, and dude, wait, you're taking the assumption from some dude who went to one store.
No, I'm not. I'm saying her doll didn't sell very well.
Okay, dude, I wasn't saying that as a thing on you. I was making fun of this Twitter guy. Like, it wasn't.
No, I know. My whole point. You're missing my point, then. E. My whole point was there have been many, many dolls with very, very valued characters that never sold well. So the idea that you would go, yeah, your doll doesn't sell very well, in other words, implying that your character doesn't mean anything. And I'm saying, well, we grew up, we didn't want Ben Kenobi's doll, but Ben Kenobi's pretty fucking important.
Again, you're giving credit to one asshole's fucking opinion just because he was on a store. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they restocked.
No. But my point is they didn't sell very well. No. And I wouldn't expect them to. Honestly, I wouldn't. This is the fan base that drove Jake Lloyd insane, made Hayden Christensen quit acting, made George Lucas not want to make any more movies, made Daisy Ridley delete her Instagram, and recently made Kelly Marie Tran leave Instagram. I love Star Wars, but fuck the fans. Yeah.
It's true.
I get it.
People, just in general.
Yeah.
You can't please everybody. And it's the minority that's the loudest. Those assholes that just
Like, yeah, 'cause most
relentless,
people don't
the fucking
care.
trolls.
Like you're right, obviously. Because
That's just it. And you could have 1,000 people say positive things, and then the one asshole that says something negative, that's the one. That's the only one that you hear. That's the only one that resonates with you. That's the only one you focus on.
Yeah.
And it's a sad reality, but it's the minority.
I like to think that when you're making a movie that big, if you've got a franchise that's ending, you know, you run the risk of doing the Seinfeld final episode, or, you know, I mean, final chapters in movies, TV, and stuff have flopped as many times as they've won.
Sure.
And so,
well, it's because everybody has their opinion on how
Right.
something should end. That's
True.
you know,
Fair.
That's why.
and there's a drive to want to be bigger. Like, we've got to do the best episode we've ever done, and yeah, I can totally understand that. I find it hard to believe that J.J. Abrams or, you know, who's the other guy that wrote the last few or worked on the last couple, that they're going, nah, we gotta, like, if they can come up with a storyline for this character that is just killer, you go with it.
Yeah.
You know, you make that great movie. I did watch that movie and I loved it. I thought the latest Star Wars was great.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like, there were a couple times where I was like, okay, all right, you're pushing a fucking agenda here. I felt it in the last one too, where it was like, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar moments where the guys are just, you know, reckless, you know, X-Wing fighter. It's like, yeah, they always were in Star Wars. And now the women are telling them, don't do that, pull back. And they do it anyways, and it doesn't work out perfect. And the chick's like,
Told you so.
Told you so, you fucking idiot. And it's like, you know, so you get that, you know, it's just kind of that forwarding that narrative when you see a guy in a commercial, it's like, honey, where are my keys?
You just know it when
moron.
you feel it. You know it.
Oh, my husband's such a moron. They're on the counter, dear. Like always. Thanks, honey. Don't know what I do about you. How do I get to the office again? This again. Left on 13, sweetheart. Right on 12. Right on Middlebelt. Whatever. You know what I mean? The bumbling fool of a man.
Of course.
And it kind of had that feel in the last one, Skywalker. And this one, there were moments of that, but not.
It wasn't bad. I didn't feel like it was.
good.
I didn't feel like too much of that was forced. Felt like it was. Was pretty well done.
I wish I would have missed Kelly more. I feel like I'm part of the problem. Where's Kelly Tran? Why is she the hero again?
I didn't even know any difference. So ignorance
You
is
haven't
bliss.
seen any of the last
exactly.
few.
Ignorance is bliss.
Oh man, God, what a crazy story yesterday, coming out. You know, before the Niner game last night. Well, it came out earlier about C.J. Beathard's brother.
Well, I heard that. Yeah, I got stabbed.
Yeah, to death, man. That's like.
That's a lot of stabbing.
I was like, being stabbed to death, like in the side, him and another guy. 3 people were stabbed. C.J. Beathard was Iowa's quarterback.
Yep.
He's the grandson of the great Bobby Beathard.
Okay.
Colts GM
Lineage,
for all those
yep.
years. Yeah, I mean, like, Hall of Fame executive in the NFL. And Beathard has been a backup for the Niners for a few years. He's
Played
done
quite a bit
okay.
last year. One then got hurt.
Yeah, last year, or the year before. What?
It was last year.
Yeah. Hasn't had a ton of success, but the team hasn't been great. But good kid, hard worker, you know. And it's like 22-year-old brothers at a bar. There's a manhunt out now. I don't know. I hate doing these like manhunt stories because I feel like people are too stupid to like fool law enforcement that long.
Yeah.
So by the time people hear this, he's probably been caught and
Well,
arraigned
as far
already.
as we know
but-
at this point,
Yeah.
he's still at large. So keep your eye out.
and it's like,
A man
oh,
with a knife.
What, did these guys tie their wrists together and have a fucking duel like in a Michael Jackson Beat It video or something with knives? It's over a chick.
Of course, most of it is.
And it's like, the police were called at 3 a.m. I'm like, 3 a.m. in a bar, 22 years old, over a chick.
Yep.
It's too cliche to even write. It's just, it's sad. So anyway, it was at a Nashville bar. There's a manhunt underway for the assailant. Clayton Beathard, his name, was stabbed along with Paul Trapani III. Saturday outside the Dogwood Bar following an alleged argument over a chick. Stabbings appear to have resulted from an argument over a woman that began inside the bar and then turned physical when they went outside. Multiple people were involved in the fight. Clayton and Paul were stabbed in their sides, both taken to Vanderbilt Medical, pronounced dead. Third victim suffered injuries to his eye and arm, still in the hospital. I mean, he was stabbed in the eye.
Ooh, Jesus.
Fuck.
Yikes.
I don't want to be stabbed, dude.
No.
Shoot my face, but don't stab me.
Yeah. That's got to be a bad way to go.
I mean, a paper cut, and I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Oh, fuck, that's a paper cut. That hurts.
You know, it's like a shitty, dirty knife, too.
Probably. Who's bringing a knife to a bar, by the way? What
The kind of asshole that would stab you with it.
over an argument over a chick.
Well, maybe it was 3 guys got stabbed. Maybe they were kicking the shit out of him. It was self-defense.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
Well,
pulled out his knife, like the Outsiders.
yeah. Clayton played football. He was, I'm guessing, quarterback. Played football at Long Island University in New York City. Big, top school, big recruitment there. So CJ, the backup for the Niners, immediately left the team and flew back to the Nashville area. Missed Saturday night's game against the Ram. The 49ers were shocked, deeply saddened to learn of the tragedy involving Beathard's younger brother, Clayton. We extend our heartfelt sympathies and blah, 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 thoughts and prayers, all that shit. And then George Kittle. Today was absolutely terrible for me the entire day. It sucked all around. Overall, it was just kind of a brutal day. We got that one for CJ, and I'm so happy we were able to do it. He was his teammate at Iowa.
Oh, they played together?
Yeah. It was CJ was quarterback.
Oh,
obviously
CJ. I was thinking his brother. No.
And Kittle, who's
Right.
quickly becoming the. You got to follow him. E. You'd love George Kittle. He's a huge wrestling fan. Huge. And he's fucking owning the NFL. Young kid for the Niners. And last night he was walking off the field. Can you smell what the Niners are cooking? And it was liked by the WWE and fucking The Rock loves him. And every week, dude.
A lot
He's
of
just
personality.
a beast.
Good kid.
Yeah. It was funny because when he first came in, they were like, wow, I've told this before here, I think, but they were like, George Kittle, he blew up on the scene and had the greatest, rookie year ever. And people were like, he's the best tight end in the league. He's better than fucking Kelsey in Kansas City. And they were like, wow, we knew you were a great blocking tight end, but we had no idea the pass catching skills and the route running skills that you had. He's like, yeah, well, if I had any sort of a quarterback in college, I could have showcased my skills.
His
teammate was his quarterback, and currently throwing to him on the Niners. He was just
that's when he was
fucking
starting
with him.
for him, right?
Yeah, it was like,
funny.
oh, this guy's a fucking ball buster. I love it. So, it's what a terrible story, but
Tragic, though.
do you have pictures of the suspects? This has got to be tough, T.
They know who it is, obviously. I mean, or is it?
Everyone scatters. There's a
Yeah.
bar fight.
But I mean, I don't know if they had his name or if it's just they got pictures.
If that's you, and police are like, yeah, anyone got information on these two suspects and this girl, it's like, those dudes are fucked. Might as well turn yourself in because you're
sure?
going to be identified.
Oh, I can't fucking identify him. I'm gonna be standing here looking.
You don't think if you lived in the area and knew them from high school that
probably.
you wouldn't be able to go, that's Bill and Steve.
Yeah, probably. That's the best picture. But really?
Are there more? Jesus, you got.
Okay,
Look at
I was
those.
Gonna say, there's going to be some better stuff somewhere.
Imagine if that was me, you,
gonna say, right,
and a hat. Our friends wouldn't be like, yeah, dude, that's Mike and Troy. I know
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking gate. Look at the fat guy back there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah, fucked. I did think this was a little weird.
Thinks one of those chicks are the issue.
Maybe the blonde on the right is who they're arguing about.
Maybe.
I
Or
don't
the
know
one on
who
the
is
left.
this.
Could be.
They're looking for the blonde and the fat guy and the guy. See the guys in the that booth?
Yeah. Well, those are the
looking for
two, right? Yeah, those are the two.
Those two and that blonde.
Oh, and the blonde, huh?
Yeah. And they've
Oh.
circled her in a lot of these images.
Oh, I got you.
This I thought was weird. Whenever a family comes out and says, oh my God, we loved him so much. He was amazing. The best son you could ever had. His smile lit up every room he walked into. He was always the life of everything. He was the greatest ever, right?
Yeah.
Usually what you say. And I always read these things looking to pick up any hint of possibly is it possible this guy could have been a dick in the bar? Maybe, I don't know. I'll read it to you, but so the family's not on social media, and so it's times like these we wish we were on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So because all the support and love and prayers and calls and texts, we wish we could see them all, but they're pouring in, and it's overwhelming. And thank you, we can't thank you enough. Clay was an amazing, big, and soft-hearted human being with an undeniable love for the Lord. He had his family's, friends, and teammates' backs, even to a fault.
Okay.
There's a tiny, to a fault. Tiny red flag there. I wish he would have been more inclined to take the high road, but he hated wrong. This is an obit from you know what I mean?
Sure. I read that as he Probably wasn't his fight,
I continue.
and he was in there. Yeah.
Yes, he was stubborn sometimes. But mostly because his beliefs were strong. He lived a full life except for the chance at being the incredible father I knew he would have been. He loved kids, underdogs, and the less fortunate. His little sister was his world and love, pride, all that. His older brother off the charts. He will be missed. This is an understatement. Nobody's light shined like his, blah. Yes, he was stubborn sometimes, but mostly because his beliefs were strong. Well, a lot of times our beliefs are wrong. And if you're stubborn with wrong beliefs, I'm not saying that's the case here.
It's true.
Just
You don't know
saying.
what
I'm
this...
a very stubborn person,
We're aware.
to be honest with you, and I would never be in a bar fight. So
Well-
if someone could say that about me, dude. I'm very
Dude, if
stubborn
you
in
were
what
an
I believe.
athlete, if you were a tough kid, popular, that's a different story. You've always been kind of kicked around, and you're not one to fight. You're not one to stand up for
I'm just
yourself.
making a statement to saying just because someone's stubborn,
I didn't say. I said I'm looking for red flags whenever I read these things because usually they're just filled with hearts and roses and rainbows and love and everything.
Yeah,
they
there
were
are
the
a
greatest
couple.
person ever. There were a couple things
Couple
said in
speed
there
bumps in that one.
that were like, okay. I'm just trying to gauge how someone gets stabbed to death
Yeah.
in an argument over a girl at a bar.
Well, shit happens.
It happens?
It gets violent.
Three
Somebody,
people stabbed,
but-
2 to death.
Yep.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
it happens.
People get in fights all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to
I
be
think,
your fault.
I think a
your
lot.
fault.
To be honest, I think a lot of times bar fights are the person who does the the person who's going to do the stabbing is usually the person that's off. I really believe that. I think most people try not to be in fights.
For the
So,
most part, sure.
You know what I mean? So
And
like,
yeah, the guy that brought the knife is probably the fucking asshole. I'm gonna go.
Or
I'm gonna
he's
put.
a total pussy who's tired of getting pushed around. We don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know. Odds are you guys are right.
Sure.
I'm just saying I know, and this I don't.
Total
I don't-
speculation on your
I don't want to just go. Okay, this group of people behave this way because da da da. But we all remember what jocks were like. We all knew the high school jocks that could be
for
tough
sure.
guy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
for
all know
sure.
that. And so you're talking about a kid who had a NFL executive for a grandfather and a brother who's in the NFL and another brother who's a country music star, and probably had no issue with the chicks. He's an athlete himself. Probably pretty entitled. I'm going out of
Sure.
school here, but putting everything together, it's like I can see how that guy would be stubborn and not going to take shit and maybe
Maybe.
doesn't de-escalate every time, but it's just words at this point. I don't know, but yeah, it's terribly sad either way. I think C.J. Beathard's a great dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do as an athlete. He didn't win many games for the Niners, but I always liked the way he plays. So
Nobody deserves to get stabbed.
it's his
I can't
fucking
get
brother.
over-
It's not even him. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at family, I always like Bobby Beathard and
Yeah.
C.J. too. Seem like quality, classy guys, hard workers. His brother could be the same way. Couple sentences in that, maybe go,
Could be an asshole. You never know.
sure. Did you want to do a read there, T?
I would fucking love to. Hey,
Get your glasses on.
yeah, for this one I might have to.
Yes,
These
I
are-
see the tiny writing.
It's so bad. Hey, if you dread, that's so good, so big now. If you dread bookkeeping and accounting for your business, let Kyle Mayer handle it all for you. Kyle is a pro who you can trust, so spend more time on your core business and leave those awful, annoying accounting and bookkeeping tasks to Kyle. Call him today at 248-521-0016. Tell him Detroit Cast sent you, and Kyle will give you 10% off.
Kyle's the man.
Kyle is the man.
Thank you, Kyle. I need to get together with him. Keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going
That's
to
the
tell
guy.
me exactly where Hoffa's body is buried, too. I want to go over there and just dig up the freeway.
I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah, everybody says that, but Kyle knows. Kyle's connected. Did you see Duke? Shit out Roops, Duke.
No.
A 5-year-old Belgian Malinois.
Is that a
You
thing?
don't want to fuck with a Belgian Malinois. I think
don't
they're
think
kind
so.
of, they're like shepherds.
Okay.
And California canine. So he was served in the Marine Corps in Iraq.
Oh.
And there's a video of him, and people are just like, "There you go, Duke. There's a good guy." He's taken down some guy, some assault suspect, allegedly led police on a chase on a California freeway early Friday morning. Video shows the officer breaking the driver's window of the pickup before Duke just goes flying into the window and starts kicking ass.
Yeah? Going after him?
Yeah.
Retired military, ex-military, this dog.
Ex-military.
Now working in law enforcement.
Yeah. California Highway Patrol pursued a felony suspect wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. And then they finally get him stopped. He refuses to get out. I think they rubber bulleted the window. As soon as it blew out, Duke was like, "Oh, I'm taking this motherfucker down.
My turn."
Big." They said, he was given. He refused to exit the vehicle or surrender. Officer Neff and his partner Duke responded to assist and gave several opportunities. Duke was like, "Listen, pal, give up now, or I'm coming in hot." And so we gave him several opportunities to surrender, and he wouldn't do it. He refused, and so Duke apprehended the suspect.
Yeah.
The police took custody of him. I'll have you know, suspect was treated for minor injuries caused by me. That's Duke's.
Yeah.
Marine
Tore
vet,
him up.
Iraq War.
Oh, yeah, it's badass.
The officers, nor Canine Duke, were injured during the incident. Duke's about 5.5 years old. The suspect, I'm not making any judgments, Julio Ugalde Vasquez, was arrested and taken to the hospital. So,
Dude, I found myself on mistakenly on A&E, the channel A&E on Saturday night.
yeah.
And
Mistakenly.
No, I was trying to go to A&E on demand to watch that Garth Brooks thing they had last week or whatever, and
I heard about
accidentally ended up on the actual channel, and it had like this. They have some show on there, you know, with basically a cop show, and they're having like their top 50 of the year of like chases.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all I think about is like, what are you going on in your life? You know, you have like 4 warrants, so you know you blow through a stop sign, and now you're fucking like, you know, yeah,
It's an
running
open
through-
field,
right? And it's just like
Rolling on 4 rims, just
What do you-
throwing sparks. 18 cops chasing you.
You ever see that video of the guy? He's on the freeway, and after a high-speed chase, I mean, there's an accident, and fucking rolls over. This dude fucking hops out of his car, and he's just booking. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this cop comes to it about 80 miles an hour, just fucking sticks this dude. It's like the
Running?
running.
Oh,
on
yeah,
foot.
yeah. All of a sudden, the fastest cop in the...
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, that's got to be the greatest feeling for a cop. And I don't know if I told you guys, but my old partner, Mike Cracchiola, back when I was on the beat,
Yeah.
for that one day in Redford, he's moving up the ladder now, and Channel 4 did a news story on him. And he's like, I had the Detroit cast playing in my cruiser the entire interview, hoping to
funny.
get you guys on there. I'm like, not a chance, bro. There's
Right,
no
right.
way they're gonna let that audio
Sneak
through.
that through.
But he tried.
It would have been
It's like-
interesting. Did you see it? Because it would have been interesting to see how they mute what they would have done.
You know what?
Like,
He sent it to me. I haven't even
like to
watched
watch
it yet,
'cause
but yeah.
I'd like to see how they handled that.
Yeah. At
I mean, I know how they
best, you
can
would
do it, but
faintly
yeah,
hear it in the
yeah,
background, but yeah.
it'd still be interesting to see.
Right.
But those moments when you see, every once in a while when those videos come out, and it's like some guy's just fucking booking, and all of a sudden out of nowhere the cop comes and just, like, he's back in his playing days, high school football.
Yep.
Just dropping his shoulder. You see that textbook he was taught.
Oh, that- yeah.
From Pee Wee, he was
Great form.
taught.
Yep.
And you're just like, oh, that's got to be the dream.
Yeah, clean
That's
stick.
the dream, a clean stick on a blind side. Because there's not going to be anyone to throw a flag for, leading with your crown or your helmet. No. You fucking take him out.
You don't get up from that either. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a devastating hit, too.
So let's see old Duke in action, former
Yeah.
Marine vet.
Badass. Oh, shit. Get him, Duke.
He's punching Duke.
He's
Duke's like,
trying.
Bring it on, motherfucker. Yeah, I got him. Don't worry, I got him. I got him, partner. Don't worry.
Right? Okay, now I give up. Now I
Trying to
give up.
tap out. Duke's having none of it.
Right, fuck you. We'll give you a chance. Oh, look at that face. Look at him.
Yeah, Duke's got a death grip on me. I let it go. Sorry, Julio.
Right?
Look at that motherfucker. Look at Duke go through that window. Back
Yeah,
up again.
man. Oh, he comes in. Right, comes in hot.
No regard for his body.
None.
That's what tours in Iraq get
Yep,
you.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean? When you're a fucking chiseled Marine like
Oh,
Duke
yeah.
is.
Who's not chiseled as that driver?
Julio.
You can see.
I know, it almost looks fake how big he looks in that back seat. Like
Would
it's-
you
Not
expect
six-pack.
anything more than the two-tone paint panels on
look
his
at
truck too?
that
know what I
area
mean?
right there is not a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Is that his gut?
Yes.
yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh my God! I thought he moved to the back seat.
No.
You're telling me he's
I'm
taking
pretty
up
sure. Don't you think so,
3/4 of the fucking
Here,
cab?
look at that. Don't you think that?
So look at that, right, there he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And then There.
It's like, all right, fat boy, I gave you enough chances.
Oh yeah, right. That's
And then now,
Oh, yeah.
wait till look at his fucking face in the back there, trying to get away.
I guarantee you there's a big gulp just barely fitting somewhere in a cup holder there. He's got a...
Look at him. Oh, just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
You're right about the two-tone too, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not
Tires all
I'm not
fucking
trying
blown out.
to judge anyone. I don't know shit about cars. I couldn't fix cars, but thank God I have my dad, so I'm not judging. But
Yeah.
honestly, how do you end up in situations where you have cars like this? Like, I just kind of don't get it.
Well, that's the primer. Is it a primer that you stopped at?
Well, you need that front quarter panel, and you can't find the black that you need at the local
Okay.
junkyard. And they had a nice mauve one or whatever
Okay.
that is, off-white, and
Gotcha.
it'll do in a pinch. You're not going to go to Mako and get the $99 paint job.
We don't have
Julio
the flat
Cesar
black
Vasquez
front
or
left
whatever.
panel. We do
Okay.
have a nice champagne one,
Yes.
though. Would you be interested in the
I
champagne
mean, I
one?
drive shit cars, for sure. You know, I got a lot of beaters, so I get it. But
Sure.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I think
there's
even
just
I would
some...
do
There's some...
I don't think that's an insurance claim. I don't think he got that one done through the proper channel.
Julio Ugalde Vasquez has
I was
never
close.
made a fucking insurance claim. He's probably got, that red tape over the blown out backlight.
Yeah.
He's possibly, I
Probably why I
guarantee.
got pulled over in the first place.
Right. He's had a car at least sometime in his history that just taped a black bag into a blown out window. You know what I mean? The garbage bag, the Glad bag. You've seen that. He does have a toolbox. That's a nice, do you see that back there?
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean we don't know that anything's in there. That's one of those ones just in the bed. That could have just been there with the truck.
That's true.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, there could
What does
just
that
be-
hold, T? That's just tools?
It can be whatever the fuck you want. With a pickup, you don't have a trunk or anything to lock anything up in. So if
Yeah.
you want to put stuff back in there, it's
Yeah, that's a Julio. You're gonna have to reassess life.
Gardening
sir.
materials and shit.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, for Julio, it's like, you know what? I don't even have matching panels on my truck. My tires blowed out. I'm fat as fuck. They've rubber bulleted out my windows, and now a Marine Vet Canine unit is biting me.
Dude, honestly, the more I'm there, I'm not even look at. I don't even know what his life story is. Let's just forget that part of it. Like, what it must be like in life to be in that setting. Like, you get pulled over. You have things. I don't know if warrants are even warranted or not. You know what I mean? You want to talk about like the ghetto where cops are assholes to you. I get it, but you have them still. And when you're in that position right there, that must just be so fucking out of this world.
Here's the thing, though. Usually they don't, like when I was on the beat, when I worked as a cop, for a day in Redford again, my partner and I on the beat, and those are tough streets.
Yeah.
The cops know. They know when they're in what they're policing. Like Franklin police around here, they know what they're dealing with.
Sure.
Perhaps someone locked themselves out of their home.
Yeah.
Perhaps their cat
Someone's
is
going
stuck in a
36
tree.
in a
And they generally
35.
know when they're stopping a local or a
Yes,
non-local.
it's very obvious when you're stopping a local at a non-local.
Right.
These guys know. I mean, my partner got back in the car again when we were on the beat in Redford, and he just looks at me. He's got someone's ID, and he just looks at me. He goes, "Watch this," and he swipes it like a credit card, and it just goes. Was all the warrants.
Yeah.
He knew.
Right.
He's done this enough to know, and it
They
was like
deal
22
with these same
warrants.
people over and over a lot of times.
And I go, dude, he's got 22 warrants. What the fuck? I would think I had one warrant for an unpaid parking ticket, and I'm going to the clink for the weekend.
Yeah.
He's like, I could call every one of these 22 departments or 10, 5 that have 4 each. He said they're not going to waste their time and manpower to send someone
that funny?
halfway across the state to pick this dude up for an unpaid whatever. And so they just stack up, and these guys know that too. Julio knows.
Yeah.
I got 4
Play the
warrants. Who
system.
gives a shit? Unless it's for
that's
murder
what's-
in this county, no one
That's
cares.
what's funny about that, dude. Like 2 weeks ago, I didn't even realize. Honestly, this was an actual mistake, or a situation where I didn't realize that my one headlight was out. I was driving. I'm like, fuck, it is a little dark, but I didn't think about it. It must have just happened because I just got my oil changed. They checked it and everything, and I got pulled over for it, and it just fixed the headlight. But dude, when you say that, I'm literally sitting there going,
Freaking out. Yeah.
And I think to myself, I have no points on my record. I've never had a point on my record.
I'm not
I
drunk.
know
Totally
I
I'm not
don't-
high.
Right. I know I'm not drunk. I know I don't have drugs in my car. I know it.
Yeah.
But yet I'm sitting here, I'll sit there like, if you see those lights, man, I'll be like,
Yeah.
freaking the fuck. And there's some people driving around with like 8 DUIs and just like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, or run or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, But or immediately have the excuse. Like the guys that we pulled over, the guy in the car was like,
Oh man, well,
my car ran out of gas. my wife's in the hospital. It's my kid's birthday and he's sick and dying. I gotta go. You know, it was like rapid fire. Like
string of string of circumstances that happened in one
Hopefully one of them
I
will
paid
catch.
those tickets last week. There's a mistake. My wife paid them. My wife's in labor. I gotta get there. You know.
Doesn't even have a wife or something, you know.
And you know, as cops, we're just rolling our eyes. Like, oh,
Yep,
sure,
okay,
pal, sure,
good.
sure. But if no one wants to pick them up, it's like, all right, beat it. Your car doesn't move. Give me, you know,
Yeah.
lock the doors. And, you know, he's like, watch, we'll circle around we'll go a mile around the
it'll
block,
be
come
gone.
back, and you'll see the motherfucker in his car with his fucking shit kid in the back seat and his ugly wife. So, yeah, we can play this game all night.
Yep.
Anyway.
I feel bad. I actually feel bad for a lot of those people in reality. In reality,
Yeah.
most of those people are in situations that it's not a lot of all their fault at times. I mean,
Even if it is.
sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't.
When you get buried,
Yeah.
you get buried, man.
Sure.
And there's
mean-
very little way out. And if it's like, I'm not allowed to be driving, and I shouldn't be driving, it's illegal, but I need to work.
Right.
Yeah, it's dude, we've been in that cycle, all of us, especially when you're younger, but
Yeah, not me, but whatever.
yeah.
I keep my shit
I've been there
tight.
where I've got a couple tickets where it's like, oh, I should really pay that $120 ticket, but fuck.
I
gotta
did lose
put
my
gas in
license
the
once,
car.
though. I got it taken away.
Did you?
Yeah, back in the day. I got, I don't think I was 17 yet, and I lost my license.
For how long?
6 months, I think they took it. I think I had.
Did you stop driving for 6
Yeah,
months?
I got 3 tickets, and it was 10 points. In 3 tickets, I had 2 4-pointers and a 2.
Yeah,
And
that happens.
yeah, they took it away.
And you stopped driving responsibly for 6 months. That car did not move.
I actually did not drive in that, because I didn't have a fucking choice. I was 17, and my old man took the keys. The
Don.
Escort sat for a while. Yeah,
Don stepped up.
right. That was when. Whole totally different story, off subject. But remember when he took my car to get the emissions test for the tabs?
He did?
Yeah, remember when we were out in the driveway playing ball when he
Yep.
got pulled over and they found a Mountain Dew bong in the thing, and the cop found it with my dad driving my car.
Didn't your dad get off that going, really? You think
Yeah.
this is my fucking car?
Yeah.
Look around this car. There's a fake foot hanging out of the back of it. There's a marijuana leaf, support for police sticker in the back, and 2 15-inch subwoofers in the back. Really?
Yeah.
It starts with a screwdriver.
Well, that's why he had to take it to get the new tabs, get the emission
Yeah.
test on it, because I'd lost my license at that point.
Yeah, it's too bad. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, T, for filling in. You'll be back
Yep,
tomorrow.
I will.
as
I
Jay
will.
is,
Short
still
week.
out of town.
Yep.
Very short
I'm
week.
gonna have to renegotiate my contract.
There you
I
go.
was not
Yeah.
planning on getting the extension.
Isis, I'm sorry about your weekend. Getting your ass handed to you
Oh,
by your
man.
mom at
Yeah,
Top
why'd you have to bring that back up?
Well, I just
I
wanna-
really wish there was video of
I'm,
this.
you know what? I feel dumb that I didn't. You know what? I think I was too mad. I was too mad that it was happening
Yeah.
to understand what would have been the environment.
You know what? That's really unfortunate. I wish I would have known, because I would have said, remember, E, get some video of whatever, your dad, your mom, whoever.
No,
yourself.
Icy Franny.
You know what though? I think that here's the thing. I think that I wouldn't have thought that she was gonna win. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like even the
Is there anything you can beat your mom at?
most things, and I should be able to beat her at golf.
I want to see you, dude. You say that. I would think I'd put money on you for hoops. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Put it to you in putt-putt, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks everybody for joining us. It is a short week, but we'll do another show tomorrow, and hopefully you guys will join us then.
I'll be here.
And it's the holiday week, man. Get your shopping done.
Fa la 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 la.
La 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 la. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you soon.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Oh